national level, what do you see is going to happen in the next couple of years? In the next 2 years, are they going to repeal Obamacare? Are they going to get, are we going to? I mean, what do you see? What does the Republican House and Senate have to do right now to turn around some of the stuff that's been going on?
Well, they're going to have to undo a lot of the damage that Obama has created, right? Now, the truth of the matter is Obama didn't create the damage on his own, but he's the figurehead for it, and he certainly had, the help of Harry Reid, among others, to create the damage, and he's taken the fall for it. So that's going to have to be undone, and specifically things related to ACA. Amnesty is not going to be going anywhere if Obama is, is thinking smart. There's going to have to, the borders are going to have to get closed. So there's some pretty big issues that have come up. The Ebola scare is one of them, as a result of porous borders. Not to mention the terrorist issues and things that come with it. So those things are on the agenda, and they're going to have to address them.
So what do you see going forward should be the first thing that the new majority tackles?
Well, I mean, that's the first thing. Well, so I'm going to go back to my roots, which are constitutionality. And, they need to be doing the stuff that's in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, and they need to be not doing the stuff that isn't there. So they need to be closing the borders down. They need to be making sure that we've got uniform naturalization. They need to be repealing the ACA. They need to repeal all the gun legislation. They need to repeal the Patriot Act, right? There's at least a portion of it that allows for surveillance without a warrant. That's unconstitutional. So, they need to be working on getting back in their box. I think they need to have a repeal party. If I could do anything, say like on the first day or even the first week that they're in office, and wave a magic wand and say what would they do the first week in office, I would say it's a repeal party.
Now, Irene Johnson, have you heard, I know you're pro-Second Amendment. Irene Johnson was a candidate for state legislature here. Both Irene and Rebecca joining me on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. Irene, I wanted to ask you this question. Washington State has passed legislation to require background checks for all sales of firearms, even between private parties. What's your take on that? Is that something that's going to start going state by state, or is that something that you think is just because of a majority in that state? And can we expect something like that here in Texas?
I think that it has to do with that state in particular. I think that's going to be very hard for them to pass it down here in Texas.
Greg Abbott has said that he is going to sign a bill for a constitutional carry in Texas.
That's awesome.
But on the desk, he'll sign it. So
it's because we're in Texas.
Yeah, so that's the opposite. That's kind of like the opposite of what's happening in Washington.
Okay, so let me ask you ladies this. Rebecca, what would you carry if you had constitutional carry powers? What's your sidearm?
So I carry, I do carry, and depending on what I'm wearing, I carry either a 38 or a 45.
Is that the 1911 45?
No, an FN.
An FN? Okay, I'll let you slide with that. Rebecca Paddock, a candidate for U.S. Senator.
FN is a great ambidextrous gun.
It is a great thing to hold paper down on my desk. Irene, what would you carry?
What would I carry? I mean, I don't know all the names of the guns, but I think I would just carry a small gun.
Something like a 357 hammerless or
snub
nose? Yeah, I carried one of those before.
Something like that, yeah.
Of course, my gun of choice is the 1911 Model 45 caliber. Mm-hmm. And that is the absolute best firearm ever made, ever.
That's a great firearm for writing.
And it's my show, and that's the way it's going.
There you go. There you go. You know, I know from your choice of gun that you're right-handed.
No, 1911 is ambidextrous. All they have to do is they have the thumb safety. They can make it into a butterfly safety, so the thumb safety is on either side of the pistol. So it can be either side.
That's so new to me.
Frankie Calais is joining us here. I think she has some questions too. Frankie is a producer and marketing specialist, and we're talking to Irene Johnson and Rebecca Paddock on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. Frankie, do you have any questions?
I wanted to first say hi to Sandra. We had a good conversation one day. Rebecca, I'm sorry. I want to call you Becca and all kinds of things.
That's fine. I answered Rebecca.
All
it's
right.
Nice chatting with you again. We had a nice conversation last time.
We did. I enjoyed it so much. So I've been listening in and voted for you, rooted for you, and but things happen, and I did not know there was an I didn't even think about the ambidextrous gun situation, but that's awesome. Just my question is actually I have a little bit of a lead-in. A friend of mine works in the field of picking up equipment and putting up the windmills that for natural energy. Thank you. The blades. And he had to cross the border. He said he will never go into Mexico again because they had to pay the very last bit of cash, the police there, to get back over. That what goes on at the border is out of control, and he can't even imagine that how people are getting over if they're just paying, if that's how they're doing it. Do you think that's how they're doing it? Do you think it's money? Do you think it's a little bit of both? They're letting people through? What?
So you're saying that they had to pay the guards on the Mexican side to let them through the border?
Anytime they encountered Mexican police, they had to give up whatever cash they had. They threatened them literally with their lives. They will never go back in there. And it's a big company.
So I will tell you that depending on what countries you go to, that's not unheard of. And it's not just Mexico.
Okay. It just surprised me. This man was like machismo, just like wasn't afraid to go. And he says it's changed so much, and what's going on?
You know what? I know I know a guy that he's got to be like 6'8", very machismo. He'd been in the Navy, built, stacked, the whole bit. He went to Russia. He got off the beaten path, less than a half a block, and he ended up staying over there for 8 months because he was in a hospital and was not stable enough to come home.
Wow.
From getting just off the beaten path by that much.
Wow.
So, well, they just released that guy out of Mexico who took a wrong turn in New Mexico, and got across the border. He's down there hunting, and they jacked him up, and he just now got released, coincidentally, right before the elections. But hey, we got to take a quick break. Rebecca, Irene, do you want to stick around?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rebecca, you know the drill. Irene, just go ahead and mute your phone so that you can move around and get stuff to drink and stuff, and it won't bleed over because we're all on the same channel.
Okay.
And we will be right back with more from Irene Johnson and Rebecca Paddock on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. I'm Mike Allen, and this is Armed Radio.
Hi, Tom here from Spot On with Lino and Tom. Tune in for some topical discussion and laugh therapy with Lino and me. I'll be covering my favorites like weird news of the week and what I'm liking on Netflix, the next best gadget, and whatever else comes to mind.
We both have our own interests. I love reporting on the latest movies being filmed here in Boston, checking out new musical talent, and just talking to people.
We'll also be featuring segments such as on-the-spot interviews where Lynn and I venture out and ask questions of our listening public.
That's my favorite part, besides hanging out with my buddy Tom. Now that's the icing on the cake. And cake, I love talking about cake. We love talking about everything. So tune in Monday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, right here at Armed Radio Global.
Your search for love and companionship ends here. Join now at TalkToSingles.com for free. It's a new, high-quality, internet-based personal dating service that allows single men and single women to meet and engage in electronic conversation in the safety and comfort of their home computer. It's a dedicated team providing online dating services for successful matchmaking. Join today absolutely for free and start connecting with singles in your area now. And check out the Android app. Go to TalkToSingles.com. That's Singles.com.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at Route106Motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. Route106Motors.com.
Now, there's a clear winner in the battle of the Ultimate Smoking Championships. And the undisputed champion is eCigShop.com. It's eCigShop.com. We carry Smoke Tech, Kager Tech, Aspire, and many more. And featuring our own brand of e-liquid, eCig America. Handcrafted right here in the USA. We offer military and veteran discounts. And donate to the Wounded Warrior Project. Plus, get free shipping. Details online. Your home for all your e-cig and e-liquid needs. e-cigShop.com. eCigShop.com.
Savino Wine Preservation System is wine preservation glassware. Savino is an easy-to-use wine preservation system that allows you to enjoy your favorite wines anytime without waiting for an occasion. Open any bottle with confidence, knowing that you can enjoy the full original flavor of Tuesday's wine on Saturday. For more information, visit us at www.savinowine.com. Today's wine, tomorrow.
Just high five me.
All right, we are back. Joining me on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Miss Irene Johnson, who is running for a Senate seat or a representative seat here in the state of Texas, and Rebecca Paddock, who is running for a U.S. Senate seat for the state of Texas, talking about the midterm elections. Of course, everybody's talking about the midterm elections. Irene Johnson, I want to ask you first, when you're watching the news, the propagandists, as I like to call them, I mean, what is is it as obvious to you as it is to me that if you go to one station that obviously leans left, that they're obviously leaning left, and then you go to Fox and they're obviously leaning right? Is it that obvious to you as it is to me?
Yes. I feel like it's been that way, and it's going to probably always be that way, unfortunately.
So what, in your opinion, can this country do to get a third party, maybe even a fourth party? I mean, Bernie Sanders made it in. He got elected. He's an independent. What in your opinion, what does the Libertarian Party need to do?
I feel like we need to continue to educate people on what the Libertarian Party is about, because the more people you educate, the more people that know what the Libertarian Party is.
Now, I know a lot of. What would you say to somebody that